Welcome back to Hiking with Kathleen. Today's episode is only starting off in our cabin in our backyard. This is something Shannon and I built about 4 years ago. And in fact, what I'll do is I'll link that episode in case you missed it back at the beginning. But we got back from our camping trip a few weeks ago, and ever since then I've been visiting some of my favorite haunts. And so I have some, what I think is really interesting birding footage, and there's other animals that are in there as well. You'll have a chance to see that. One of the things we noticed, because when you're away from your house and you're away from your yard for a period of time, it leaves nature to take over in a sense. Last year, we had a feral cat that moved into our yard and bore her kittens. That didn't happen this year. This year, we had a nest that was built by robins right outside the window. So we've got some pretty neat footage that I was able to just film right through the glass. So one of the things that I'm happy to share with you is during the spring, while we were away camping, and I had to have them put off their offer, I was approached by a company named PeckPerk. They are the maker of a bird feeder, and this bird feeder is equipped with a camera. So I will show you some really neat footage for the animals that come in because they love sunflower seeds. That's the only thing that I put in this product. But the really neat thing, it's triggered by motion. You're going to have a chance to see that. If it's something you're interested in, I'm going to put a link. It's an affiliate link. It'll give you a discount. If you're interested in this kind of a product, you can just read through that in the description. All right, well, stay tuned. We've got a whole medley of things coming up for you. Now for that robin family. While we were away for spring camping season, they built a nest in our front yard tree right outside the window. Some birds naturally lose or pluck belly feathers before laying their eggs, and that is to expose more skin surface area for incubating the eggs. Now this female robin, whose head coloration is lighter than the male's, has missing feathers all right, but hers are not missing from her belly, but rather her lower neck. I'm not really sure if she pulled these feathers out herself, but it makes her easier to distinguish from the male. After much poking and prodding and head tilting, I wondered how many young she actually had. Turns out, only one ever appeared and got fed. Perhaps the other eggs didn't hatch, and they were just removed by the parents. Junior occasionally exercises its wings or takes a look around when the parents are away. In mid-July, when this was being filmed, we were going through a heat wave. Yeah, temperatures of 40 degrees Celsius or more. That's about 104 degrees Fahrenheit. So I was very concerned about the robins. They were panting, just trying to cool down. So I set out a bird bath. Cleaning up, that is an ongoing task. You know, what goes in must come out. As I continued to film the robins, I became more invested in their safety. So I had scrap aluminum that I've used in the past, and what I did is I screwed a sheet onto the base of each tree so that squirrels, which naturally can climb one tree and jump over to the other, could not get up to the nest. Squirrels may be herbivores for the most part, but they never turn down a good shot of protein, like baby birds. This is the tree that the robin nest is in. Good catch, Mom. Baby's exercising its wings, knowing that it won't be long before it actually gets to use them for flight. Dad brings home the bacon, but also cleans up after Junior. Baby and Mom on the nest, hunkering down for another night. No real surprise. When the morning after the baby was gone, it had taken its first flight in private with no camera fanfare. So as it enters its new life post-nest, I'm just hoping that it lives at least the average lifespan of a robin, which is 5 to 6 years as an adult. The longest lived robin so far on record is about 17 years. Let's hope it maybe becomes one of those. PeckPerk is a company that seeks to bring birdwatching at your feeder into your home via a motion-triggered video camera that records in 2K resolution. It comes complete with a solar panel to keep the video camera all charged up. Initially, I erected it with screws on the outside corner of our cabin and was delighted to see that within hours, a Carolina wren came in for some sunflower seeds. Yeah, it wasn't long after that I realized that eastern gray squirrels can climb flat wooden surfaces. It actually sends your phone a squirrel alert so that you know that there's something furry out there. Interestingly enough, the PeckPerk website describes the feeder as tough. Well, toughness was definitely tested that evening. We had a raccoon visitor that climbed up the wall to feast. So raccoons can weigh up to 23 pounds or 10 kilos. So this bird feeder supported that. I came up with an ingenious solution, or so I thought. And that was where I put that sheet of aluminum that was no longer required at the front tree around the tree in the backyard so that it would prevent squirrels from climbing up the tree. And presumably it would stop the raccoons as well. Well, you can see how that turned out. Yeah, so you can see that wheelbarrow off to the left. That's where I trimmed some tree branches, presumably to offset the likelihood of this happening. Clearly, I didn't trim it back enough. You can see that I have a camera set up to be able to observe the goings-on with that bird feeder. There would have been no way I would have been able to figure out how the squirrels were still managing to get up there if I hadn't put up a little security camera and could check the status of that on my phone. So this, as you can imagine, became a full-time job for a couple of days, and I have to admit, like, the squirrels are really good. That one in particular, that one gray-colored gray squirrel, was very persistent, had a lot of acrobatic abilities, and certainly had my skill level trumped. Let me show you what you can enjoy, though, when you have a PeckPerk bird feeder set up, and if you have cleared away all of the squirrel-enhancing obstacles, you can enjoy the beautiful displays of things like cardinals that will come up to the feeder. You'll see there's the male, and then he makes way for the female, and she continues to eat as he takes a bath in the background. So I really am getting a lot of pleasure out of this. It just took a little bit of effort to get it to where I could enjoy it. If you're interested in getting a PeckPerk bird feeder for yourself, please look in the description below and I will include a coupon code which will give you 10% off. There are many features that I did not go through, including its ability to use AI and help you to identify the birds that have come up to your feeder. And if you stay tuned right to the end of this video, you will see I just saw this today. The baby robin is in our backyard and was accompanied by one of its parents. It was so cool to see because this is about 5 days after it left its nest, so it's in good shape and I want you to be able to see that too.